Triple H breaks down in tears after hearing about Hulk Hogan's death. Hey everyone, welcome back. Today we've got some truly surprising and heartwarming news from the WWE Universe. In the world of professional wrestling, the word legend is reserved for a rare few. These are the men and women who transcended the ring, who changed the industry forever. And among them, there was Hulk Hogan, an icon who defined an era, inspired a generation, and helped build the foundation on which WWE still stands today. But today, the wrestling world is in mourning. Hulk Hogan has passed away, and while millions of fans are grieving, there's one man who has been left utterly heartbroken: Triple H. The Game, the King of Kings, the man who now leads WWE behind the scenes. For him, this isn't just the loss of a legend. It's the loss of a mentor, a friend, and a brother in arms. And for the first time in years, Triple H broke down in tears. A bond forged in the golden era. To understand the pain that Triple H feels right now, we need to go back in time. Long before he was running WWE, long before NXT, and even before he became the Game. In the mid-90s, when Triple H was still a rising star, trying to prove himself in a locker room full of giants, there was one man who stood out: Hulk Hogan. By then, Hogan was already a household name. He had carried WWE through the 80s boom, headlined WrestleManias, and become one of the most recognizable faces on the planet. For a young Paul Levesque, better known as Triple H, Hogan wasn't just a coworker, he was larger than life. Although their paths didn't cross often in the early years, Hogan always had a reputation for helping those who truly respected the business. And Triple H was one of them. Over time, that respect turned into mutual admiration. Hogan saw the determination in Triple H's eyes. He saw a man who was willing to put in the work night after night to become one of the greats. And Triple H never forgot that. They weren't just co-workers. They became friends. Hogan shared advice, stories from the road, and words of encouragement that Triple H carried with him for decades. Hogan once told him, "Kid, if you want to make it in this business, you don't just need muscles. You need heart. Never lose that." Those words stuck with Triple H forever. The call that changed everything. Narrator, somber tone. It happened quietly, behind the scenes, away from the cameras. Triple H was in a meeting at WWE headquarters when his phone buzzed. It was a call he never expected to take. A trusted friend on the other and delivered the words that sent chills down his spine. Hulk Hogan was gone. For a moment, Triple H didn't move. The room seemed to stop spinning. He excused himself, stepped out of the meeting, and closed the door behind him. And then it happened. The man known for his steel-like composure, the executive who had carried WWE through triumphs and tragedies, broke down. He cried, not just for Hogan the legend, but for Hogan the friend. Remembering a brother. Those close to Triple H say he spent hours in his office that day, replaying old memories. He remembered the first time Hogan put an arm around him backstage, offering advice. He remembered WrestleMania 18, when Hogan faced The Rock, and Triple H, then in his prime, watched in awe as the Toronto crowd gave Hogan one of the loudest ovations in WWE history. He remembered the countless laughs they shared on the road, talking not just about wrestling, but about family, life, and the price of greatness. Triple H reportedly told a colleague through tears, Hulk wasn't just a part of this business. He was the business. Without him, there's no WrestleMania. Without him, none of this exists. WWE pays tribute. The news of Hogan's death spread like wildfire. Within hours, WWE made the announcement official. Social media exploded. Fans from around the world shared stories, pictures, and heartfelt messages. But it wasn't just the fans. Inside WWE, the atmosphere was unlike anything anyone had ever seen. On Monday Night Raw, the show opened with a 10-bell salute. The entire roster stood on the stage. And there, at the front, was Triple H. For decades, he has been the unshakable face of WWE's leadership. But tonight, his eyes were red, his head bowed, and his face was wet with tears. The cameras caught it all. And in that moment, fans saw something they had never seen before. Triple H vulnerable. Not the ruthless, cerebral assassin. Not the powerful, WWE executive. Just a man mourning a friend. The crowd was silent. The bells tolled. And when it was over, a massive "thank you, Hogan" chant broke out. Triple H looked up, his face heavy with grief, and nodded. That single gesture said everything. Triple H speaks. The following day, Triple H broke his silence. In a heartfelt video posted on WWE's official channels, he spoke from the heart. Hulk Hogan was one of the reasons I fell in love with this business. He was larger than life, but he always treated the people around him like family. I learned so much from him, not just about wrestling, but about leadership, about respect, and about never forgetting where you came from. This one hurts. He paused, visibly emotional, before adding, "Hulk, brother, thank you for everything. We'll carry your legacy forward. I promise you that." The video went viral. Fans all over the world flooded the comments with condolences and tributes. But many of them were also moved by Triple H's honesty. For a man who had built his career on being unbreakable, this was a rare glimpse of raw humanity. Stories from the locker room. After Hogan's passing, Triple H began sharing stories that the public had never heard before. He told one about a night in the late 90s, when he was struggling to find his place in WWE. According to Triple H, Hogan pulled him aside and said, "Kid, one day you're going to run this place. Don't ever forget who believed in you first." Triple H said those words never left him. Another story came from their time in the early 2000s. After a show, Hogan and Triple H were sitting in a locker room long after everyone had left. Hogan reportedly turned to him and said, "If this business ever eats you alive, remember why you started. Remember the roar of the crowd. That's what it's all about." Those words became a mantra for Triple H, especially during the hardest moments of his career. The private farewell. A private memorial service was held for Hulk Hogan, attended by many of WWE's biggest names. But those who were there say one moment stood out. When it was Triple H's turn to speak, he walked to the podium, holding back tears. His voice trembled as he said, "Hulk wasn't just a superstar. He was the foundation we all stand on. And I don't know if I'd be here without him." He placed a single yellow bandana, Hogan's signature look, on the memorial table and whispered, "Thank you, brother." Those in attendance say there wasn't a dry eye in the room. Triple H has vowed to ensure Hulk Hogan's legacy will never be forgotten. He has reportedly instructed WWE to produce a full tribute show in Hogan's honor, featuring his greatest matches, unseen backstage footage, and testimonials from legends and modern stars alike. Hulk Hogan's death has left a hole in the heart of professional wrestling. Hulk Hogan may be gone, but thanks to those who loved him, especially Triple H, his spirit will live forever in the ring, in the fans, and in the very soul of WWE. Rest in peace, Hulk Hogan, and thank you for everything.